Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now, this video is not going to be about movies, but it's going to concern something I saw recently in the news relating to Roald Dahl's books. It grieves me to have to say this, but the woke brigade, the accursed woke brigade, have struck yet again. What they're doing now, they're butchering Roald Dahl's books. The original text. What the great man done, when he was alive, all his fantastic, iconic titles, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda. All his books. They've taken out hundreds and hundreds of text, the original text, what Roald Dahl, when he first wrote his books and that, and what they're doing, they're replacing words like fat and ugly with these ridiculous woke terms. It's just going from bad to worse, guys. It really is. So I just thought that, I just wanted to make a video to me disgust and displeasure at what these wokes are doing. I've got a Roald Dahl book here actually in front of me. It's an adult book, Completely Unexpected Tales. Now, how dare they tamper with this great man's work? Are they losing their marbles or something? Guys, this is getting to be beyond a joke. Tampering with people's, history and that, long treasured, traditions, what people have enjoyed, that they're going in and they're messing around with all the original text. Haven't you got anything better to do with their sad bloody lives? I understand even Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister, has expressed his disagreements about the way they're tampering with Roald Dahl's books. Well, I'd just love to see him do something about it, him and the governments, because it's getting to be beyond a joke. What will it be next? Are they going to ban Dracula because we shouldn't bite women? Are they gonna ban Treasure Island because it's an offensive to people with one eye? Where the hell is it all going to end, guys? And I'm sure I speak for the majority of people when I say this woke madness has got to stop. Even Paul Roald Dahl's not safe now. It's just getting beyond the joke. I just had to make the video, as I said, guys. I'm just about bloody sick of it. Talk about totalitarian regimes, the way it's going. We're not gonna have anything left to enjoy. What will he be doing? We'll taking all the text out of Shakespeare. Next, we'll be doing away with all. As I say, books and movies, what we've treasured for so long. Tampering with them, putting these ridiculous milder terms in them and that. You can't say fat, you can't say thin, you can't say ugly. As I say, are they going bloody nuts? Surely there must be somebody in some of these offices somewhere, a boss who can speak up and say, no, you're not doing that. Leave those great works alone. But instead they just seem to be nodding to it. Giving the consent, which puzzles me greatly. I hate to hear about all this woke madness. I really do. It's just so unnecessary. Why don't they sort of get tough with the things that matter, like knife crime and people that sort of are just basically they just come out with the F word and every other word in these movies. Why don't they clamp down on that? Why are they tampering with harmless books? What have entertained generations for years. And Roald Dahl, he had a reputation for being unique because his books didn't pull any punches. But it wasn't really anything really malicious. It was just his way of writing. So why on earth are he going in and taking out hundreds and hundreds of words of his books? I don't think they were. I don't think these people were born, guys. I think they were bloody created, if you ask me. And I think they should get rid of a lot of them. And sort of get back to bloody common sense and stop all this bloody madness. I can't believe it. It's like talk about Monty Python. It's even worse than Monty Python. What they're doing. You can't say this. You can't say that. And it alters like Roald Dahl, what we've loved. For years and years. I don't think that. I think he'll be turning his grave. Roald Dahl. And I think if he was alive today, I don't think he would be very pleased at what they're doing to his books. I can't understand why his family, his estate, haven't protested about this. I know if anybody tampered with my books, I'd take them to bloody court. I really would. And as far as I'm concerned, these wokes, bird brains, they're living in a different world. They really are. Leave Roald Dahl alone. Leave every treasured author alone, and get some bloody sense into your heads. Honestly, guys, I make no apology for being vehement in this video, but when I saw about Roald Dahl, what's this butchering his books? Apparently, I said he took on hundreds of staff to go in and look for the words that, it's petty. You can't say fat, you can't say ugly, and they're even changing, in the witches, for instance, like the witches and that, taking out large portions of text and even have the audacity to put in their own text, well, screw you, you need to be sacked, leave our books alone, leave Roald Dahl alone, and, it really annoys me, guys, all this woke madness, I can't blame people like Piers Morgan for speaking out about it and that, you can't say ladies and gentlemen. That's bloody madness as well. You can't say ladies and gentlemen when you board a bloody plane. It's just gone from bad to worse, guys, and it needs to be stopped. Sensible people like me and you, they want to stand up and say enough is enough. Cut all this bloody woke madness out. And as I say, tampering with such an iconic author like Roald Dahl is beyond crazy. It really is. There was nothing wrong with that man's books at all. They were just, entertainment. All right, maybe some of his work was a bit controversial because he didn't pull any punches when he described nasty people, but nothing really malicious. He's got thousands and thousands of fans all over the world, Roald Dahl, and for these bloody upstarts to go in and start butchering his books to the point of almost non-recognition, I think it's despicable. I really do. Well, let's just say something. I believe a couple of years ago, they did the same thing with Enid Blyton's books. They went in and he messed around and the sales went right down. Well, let's just hope people don't buy these new sort of like revised editions of Roald Dahl's books. Don't buy the puffin books, That way, that'll teach them a lesson. If they see their sales start to slump, they will, let's hope they have second thoughts and restore the text as it was. Yeah, leave our original works alone. I can't stress that enough. And these people that have got some power, they need to all band together and stand up and say, you're not such and that. Honestly, guys, it really, annoys me. I could use a stronger word beginning with P. But, as you say, I don't swear on my channel. But, yeah, it's just getting beyond the joke, It needs to stop all this woke madness, and I'm sure I'm speaking for millions of decent, sensible people all around the world when I say, cut it out and leave our treasured books alone. Even films as well, like Gone with the Wind, and they're even doing it with the bloody Carry On films as well. They're taking text out. I believe one Carry On film was really cut. It's bloody ridiculous. So if you've got the Carry On DVDs, hang on to them for dear life, because when you're going to see them on the likes of Netflix and that, they are going to be butchered heavily. They're just diluting the pleasure, guys. Our pleasure, taking away our pleasure, and it needs to stop. It just smacks of totalitarianism for me, and I just can't stand hearing about it, what they're doing. Messing around with text and that. There's nothing wrong with those terms, nothing wrong at all. It's just a stupid bloody philosophy wokeness, and let's hope it dies a quick death, They need to leave all our books alone, our movies alone, and just bloody get a life, basically, I can't understand why anybody would want to go into a book, especially by a much-loved author as Roald Dahl, and say, oh, take this out. Oh, yeah, we can't have that. We can't have that. We can't have that. Well, bugger off. Bugger off. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm being a bit, vehement in this video, but I've just got to express my feelings about this craziness, as what they're doing. So one of my all-time favourite authors, Roald Dahl, I think it's disgusting. I think it's nutty. It's unbelievable. And as I say, people need to sort of like rise up and say enough is enough. Stop all this madness. Sort of like let your voices be heard and say like, leave those books alone. You're not tampering with them. Oh, yeah, guys, I had to do this video, guys. I was just annoyed over it. Like, they're watering the books down and even have the bloody cheek to put their own text in. So that basically, a lot of it wasn't, if they've really gone into one particular book and put a lot of their own text, well, it wasn't all written by Roald Dahl, in reality, because if they put their own lines in, they're sort of like rewriting Roald Dahl, which I think is totally unacceptable and darn right stupid, if you ask me. Yeah. All right then, guys. Yeah, as I say, I had to me feelings about this latest madness of the woke brigade. I can't believe what they're doing. They're raking things up from the past. you know, from what happened years and years ago. I don't want to get too political, guys, but it was because this is mainly about the Roald Dahl, you know, the butchering of his books. But they're raking things up on the past that don't need changing. They're sort of like trying to rewrite our history, which is bloody nuts, if you ask me. It really is nuts, you know. So leave our books alone and bloody, as I say, get a life or get out your job. You know, honestly, guys, you know, it needs to stop. And as I say, the Prime Minister, if he's against it as well, he needs to do something. Him and his MPs, he needs to pass some sort of motion in the Commons to ban all this, you know, tampering with our treasured works and that, our culture, our history, and sort of like get blood, you know, bring sensibility back to the, you know, back to the world, for God's sake, you know, instead of sort of like, oh, you know, sort of like accepting it, you know, tampering with books and that and films and that have got no harm at all. You know, in the end, there won't be anything to bloody enjoy. There won't be no books. There won't be no films. There'll be nothing. How would they like that? It's bloody stupid, it really is. It needs to stop all this. I'm absolutely sick of it, like millions and millions of people, you know. There's just no need for it. You know, as I say, what will he be doing next? He'll be taking, you know, banning Dracula, because, like, you know, it's offensive to bite a woman on the neck and that. You know, it's only a bloody story, for God's sake. Yeah, oh, I can't, you know, I've got no word to describe these people, guys, that are making these stupid, unnecessary changes to every aspect of our life. You know, it's just plain bloody nuts. The lunatics have really taken over the asylum, and it needs to stop, and it needs to stop right now. All right then, guys, I've said my piece about this. As I say, this latest madness with the woke brigade butchering Roald Dahl's books. I would never ever buy another Roald Dahl book if it's been heavily butchered, you know. And as I say, fingers crossed, the sales will go right down, and that will teach him a lesson. It will, yeah. All right then, guys. What do you think about this anyway? Do you agree with me about? I'm sure, as I just said before, millions of people do. But I would like to hear your comments about wokeness. You know, do you think they're going a step too far with butchering Roald Dahl's books? Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. You know, be very interested. You know, to hear your views. Yeah, you know, say, guys, I don't really like to rant on too much about politics and that, but I had to make this video, you know, especially concerns an author, one of my all-time favourite authors, the late great Roald Dahl. And as I say, I think he'd be doing more than spinning his grave if he knew what he were doing to his books. You know, it's bloody stupid. It's like they're making the books, they were written by somebody else. You know, surely there must be something they can do about that, some sort of copyright law to stop this tampering. You know, it's all down to his publishers, isn't it? Puffin, you know, they're the ones that's doing it and that. And of course, even ones we don't know about are probably tampering. Well, I believe, like, there's been hundreds of instances where they've gone in and sneakily butchered, you know, taking out texts and that, and putting in mild, ridiculous phrases and that, you know. They've done it with the Carry On films, you know. It's bloody stupid, it really is, you know, yeah. All right then, guys, that's it. Yeah, I've had me rant now. Yeah, all right then, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm sorry I couldn't have done one on a more brighter note, you know, but you never know. This woke madness might eventually implode on itself, and we got, you know, the return to the, you know, the traditional books, what we've loved, you know, for many, many years, and not one single word edited, you know. But as I say, if people stop buying them, it'll learn, you know, it'll teach them a lesson. Yeah. All right then, guys, that's it. Yeah, I'll be back again soon with another video. Take care. Bye for now. And don't you woke nutcases dare touch The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, my all-time favourite children's book. I'm telling you, leave it alone.